Today we will talk about how to write a job application letter. Do you need to write a letter to apply for a job? Most of the time, the answer is yes. An application letter is a letter that you write to a company or organization when you are applying for a job. Writing an application letter will help you highlight your skills and achievements and get the hiring manager's attention. A letter of application is like a personal sales letter because of its task to selling the personality and qualifications to the applicant's future employer. Actually, writing an application letter will help you achieve two purposes. One is to secure an interview, and more importantly, it can eventually bring the opportunity for a job to you. Totally, an application letter contains the following 6 parts, which are 1. Heading 2. Inside address 3. Salutation 4. Body of the letter 5. Complimentary clause and 6. Signature. These 6 parts are indispensable and lead us to figure out how to write properly. One. Heading. A heading contains the address of the sender and the date on which the letter is being written. Be careful about the sequence of the address, in which the smallest address should be written first, followed by the larger one by one, quite opposite to Chinese writing style. Also note the writing sequence of date. Firstly months, then the date, followed by a comma, and last, the year, just as the example has done. Generally, a heading is put on the upper left corner of the letter page, and it can be also put on the upper right corner of the letter page. Two. Inside address. An inside address should contain the name of the employer, his or her position, company's name, and the address of the company or organization. Generally, the full name of the employer should be given in case of confusion between two or among several people who have the same given name, just like Tom or Peter. In this example, T is an abbreviation of the middle name from a word begun with the letter T. And we should notice that in English, the given name should be in the first place, and then a middle name, optional, and last, the family name, also opposite to Chinese style. In most cases, an inside address is put on the upper left corner of the letter page, just below the heading line. 3. Salutation. A salutation is an expression of greeting to the employer, which comes immediately before the body of the letter. In fact, it must be the person who will read the application letter. You are expected to show your enough courtesy and respect to him or her by adding a proper title in front of his or her name, such as Mr. or Miss or Doctor or Professor. If you don't know who will read this letter, you may write, "To whom it may concern." A salutation is put Above the body of the letter, write below the inside address line. 4. Body of the letter. It is in this part that you may convey all the messages you want your reader to understand. Hence, it is called the main part of the letter. According to a logical arrangement, it is suggested that the letter be divided into 6 paragraphs, which undertake different functions, as per below. The first paragraph is to attract the attention of the reader, namely the employer, where 2 sentences are expected. In the first sentence, you can write to tell how you got the recruitment information. For instance, you may say, "My past professor, Dr. Laura Garcia, has informed me of an opening in your company for accounting major who is interested in managerial accounting." In the second sentence, you should unravel your purpose of writing this letter, say, to get this job. But be aware of the tone in this sentence. You'd better not express your desire in a pushing and aggressive way. Just remember, politeness is the best policy. So you may write, "I should like to be considered for this position." Thus, the first paragraph has achieved the purposes to attract the attention and let the reader know your intention. The second paragraph creates the employer's interest or desire in your application by indicating your educational attainment. In this part, you are not expected to list all your educational experience. Instead, it's a wise way to demonstrate the related information. In this example, I'm a recent graduate of the University of Iowa. The accounting courses and training I obtained from this institution stressed up-to-date procedures, principles, and theories that will enable me to have expertise in the job I'm applying for. The author just tells us his or her educational experience related to the job as a managerial accounting. Of course, he or she must have taken some other courses, but since these courses are not important to this job, the writer chooses to neglect them. Third paragraph. This part is to indicate your work experience and training sessions attended. Similarly, you'd have a wise choice about the information that you list in this letter to list the related work and training experience. What's more, it's a demand that you tell the employer what you have gotten from the former experience, which is very important. Tell the employer what capabilities you have accumulated, what skills you have attained, for your potential boss will not like the employee who idles in the life and job. And also, you can link what you have done before with what you are going to do in the new job, and tell what the previous job experience can help you with a new job. Fourth paragraph. This part features your personal attitudes, interests, qualities, activities towards the job. Don't neglect this part. In this part, You are showing your soft power to assure the employer that you are just the qualified candidate for this job. To have a change to get into a higher phase of accounting, I plan to push through with my accounting training through a school program in the evening. This sentence is to show the applicant is seeking for a higher degree in his or her future career. Fifth paragraph. It is to make the employer believe that you are the right person the company has been looking for. Enclosed is my resume to give you more detailed information about my qualifications. We generally end the body of the letter with this sort of sentence, and we are demanded to enclose a resume added to the application letter. Sixth paragraph. This is the last part of the letter body, which urges the employer to act on your application letter by requesting for an interview. And you may take the opportunity to offer your contact information to your reader. In current times, a mobile phone number or a WeChat would be good approaches. If you are not approachable in some situations, please clearly state the specific time when you can be reached by some contact method in case of missing some important interview opportunities. 5. Complimentary clause. This part serves to end the message, just as goodbye serves to end a conversation. You may write, "Very truly yours," or "Yours sincerely," or "Yours faithfully." Be careful that here is yours, but not you. Sincerely or faithfully, but not sincere or faithful. 6. Signature. The signature contains the name and signature of the writer. It is typical that you should have a handwriting of your name, followed by a printed name, with the handwriting to prove that this letter comes from your own intention, and with the printing to have the reader recognize the clear spelling of your name.